Becoming fluent in English can feel like a challenge, but with consistent practice and the right methods, you can achieve it. In this video, we'll explore 5 highly effective techniques that can enhance your speaking skills. These strategies are simple, practical, and designed to make you a more confident and natural speaker. Number 1. Practice the paraphrasing technique. Paraphrasing is the art of rephrasing an idea or sentence using different words while maintaining the same meaning. This technique is incredibly useful because it forces you to think creatively about language and helps you expand your vocabulary. Paraphrasing also improves your ability to explain ideas in conversations, making your speech more engaging and adaptable. Imagine someone says, "The weather is lovely today." You could respond with a paraphrase like, "Yes, it's such a beautiful day outside." Or, "I agree, the sun is shining, and it feels great." By practicing this, you learn how to keep conversations flowing smoothly. To get started, choose sentences from books, podcasts, or articles. For example, take the sentence, "I am very tired today." Try rephrasing it as, "I feel exhausted after a long day," or, "I'm completely worn out right now." Each time you paraphrase, you're training your brain to think of synonyms, alternative expressions, and ways to communicate the same idea. This makes you a more flexible speaker and helps when you forget a specific word. Instead of freezing, you can explain the concept in another way. Additionally, paraphrasing develops your listening skills. When you hear something, you can reframe it to confirm your understanding. For example, if someone says, "I work in the IT industry," you could respond with, "Oh, so you're in technology. That must be exciting." This back and forth not only improves your speaking skills but also builds better interactions in conversations. Number 2. Practice the expansion technique. The expansion technique involves starting with a simple sentence and gradually adding details to make it more descriptive. This technique is excellent for improving clarity and fluency because it teaches you how to express ideas more vividly. When you expand sentences, you also practice using adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, and conjunctions, all of which are essential for building complex sentences. Let's start with a basic sentence. "I like coffee." Now, let's expand it step by step. Add a detail about when. "I like coffee in the morning." Add a detail about how. "I like strong black coffee in the morning." Add a reason. "I like strong black coffee in the morning because it helps me wake up." Add more emotions or preferences. "I like strong black coffee in the morning because it helps me wake up, and I enjoy its rich flavor." By expanding, you learn how to paint a fuller picture with words. This helps you become a better storyteller and communicator. You can practice expansion by describing your daily activities. For example, instead of saying, "I went to the park," you could say, "I went to the park in the evening to take a walk because the weather was cool and pleasant." With practice, you'll naturally start using more complex sentences in conversations, making your speech more engaging and expressive. Number 3. Practice the shadowing technique. Shadowing is a dynamic and effective way to improve your speaking skills. It involves listening to a native English speaker and repeating what they say, mimicking their pronunciation, intonation, and rhythm as closely as possible. This technique is like having a personal pronunciation coach because it forces you to focus on the sounds and flow of the language. For example, listen to a short clip from a movie or podcast. The speaker might say, "It's a beautiful day outside, isn't it?" Pause the clip and immediately repeat it, trying to match their tone and pace. Then, play the clip again to compare your version with theirs. By doing this, you train your ears and tongue to work together, which is essential for speaking naturally. Shadowing also helps you internalize common phrases and sentence patterns. For instance, if you practice shadowing phrases like, "How's it going?" or "Can I help you with something?" you'll find yourself using them effortlessly in real conversations. Over time, shadowing helps reduce your accent and makes you sound more fluent and confident. One of the best things about shadowing is that you can do it anytime and anywhere. Use audiobooks, YouTube videos, or even songs to practice. Remember, the key is consistency. The more you shadow, the more natural your English will sound. Number 4. Practice the role-playing technique. Role-playing is a fun and interactive way to practice English. It involves acting out everyday situations, such as ordering food at a restaurant, checking into a hotel, or making a phone call. This technique helps you prepare for real-life interactions, giving you the confidence to speak English in various contexts. For example, pretend you are at a restaurant. You can play the role of a customer and practice saying, "Hi, I'd like to order a cheeseburger and a soda, please." Then, switch to the role of the waiter, responding with, "Sure. Would you like fries with that?" By practicing both roles, you learn how conversations flow naturally. You also become more comfortable with common phrases and questions. Role-playing is even more effective when done with a partner. Find a friend, family member, or language tutor to practice with. Together, you can act out scenarios like shopping at a store or asking for directions. For example, "Excuse me, could you tell me where the nearest bus stop is?" "Sure, it's just 2 blocks down the street on the right." You can also use this technique on your own by imagining dialogues in your head. Role-playing not only improves your vocabulary but also builds your confidence in speaking naturally and spontaneously. Number 5. Practice the role-switching technique. Role-switching takes role-playing one step further. In this technique, you practice a conversation by alternating roles. For example, you might start as a customer at a hotel, then switch roles to act as the receptionist. This technique helps you see conversations from multiple perspectives, which improves your ability to respond appropriately in real-life situations. Here's an example of role switching. As the customer, "Hi, I'd like to book a room for 2 nights. As the receptionist, "Of course. Would you prefer a single or double room?" Back to the customer, "A double room, please." Role switching is particularly helpful for practicing question and answer exchanges. It teaches you how to anticipate what the other person might say, making your responses quicker and more natural. You can practice this technique with a partner or even by recording yourself playing both roles. For example, record yourself asking a question, then play it back and respond to it as if you were someone else. This technique also helps you develop empathy and understanding in conversations. By practicing both sides, you gain a better sense of how people use language differently depending on their roles. This makes you a more versatile and confident speaker. These 5 techniques, paraphrasing, expansion, shadowing, role-playing, and role-switching, are practical tools that can transform your English speaking skills. By practicing them regularly, you'll build fluency, improve your pronunciation, and gain confidence in conversations. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more videos. Be sure to check out our video, How to Speak English Fluently and Confidently, for even more strategies. Keep practicing, and you'll be speaking English like a pro in no time.